My goodness, what the heck? What the heck going on with the hair today? All right, so let me just make sure I am live. I'm just double checking. Yes, I am. I believe so. I believe I am live. Let's see. Oh, I know why. It's fine. I'm live. I'm live. So anyway, put that over there because we do not need to have any interruptions this morning, shall we? Now, it is early. It is like, what time is it? 10:17 Eastern Time. And I have not had a lot of coffee yet, but I will after the show is over. So I'm super excited about that. For those of you who are new here, hello. My name is Kiki. My husband and I have this really cool radio station. It is called right there, Kiki.fm. You can download the app for free. We play lots of great music, classic hits, classic rock. And it was so cool because a friend of mine texted me the other day and she goes, "You know what? I love how you guys play everything. You go from Van Halen to Eddie Money to Jody Watley." So that's what we do there. If you like that, go ahead, give us a listen. Like I said, absolutely free. Download the app. Really, really cool. Also, if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. So, so important. So important. YouTube loves when you hit the like button, and they also love when you comment. And I am sure that this video is going to get a ton of comments because last week, when I talked about Journey, it got tons and tons and tons of comments. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Just want to say hi to everyone here. Tanya, good morning. Bill, what is going on? You have the day off, and that's great. Oh my gosh, my hair has the day off today. That's what's happening. My hair has the day off. And Cindy, what is going on? Kathy, hello. So thank you guys for being here. This was totally a last minute thing, but we have had some responses from Neil regarding the lawsuit which was filed against him from bandmate and brother Jonathan Cain. So I did say last week that if Neil were to respond, I was going to talk about his responses because that's only fair, right? Jonathan, we read the lawsuit that Jonathan has filed against Neil one more time, which is similar to the one that was already filed back in 2022, late in 2022. And, I have to say, when I was reading it last week, I'm like, we already did this. We already went through this just about a couple of years ago. But here we are again in the same sort of situation. So, who the heck knows what is going on behind the stage, behind the curtain? I can't imagine it's too comfy cozy. There's no way in anywhere's or anyone's world that it should be a safe and fun environment if two bandmates are suing each other. Now, a lot of people have said, and a lot of people have made comments on Neil's post, Journey's post, and Neil McHale's post, hey, all band members go through this. I don't think all bands go through this. I really don't. Foghat, dear, dear friends, they are in such a great spot. Am I saying they've never gone through it in the past? No. But I think the reason they are not going through it and haven't been through it in a very long time, if they were, is because they've chosen the right people. And Linda Earl and I have had that discussion several times. She said, listen, there's no egos here. And there's not. These guys are great. And Linda runs a really tight ship, but a fun ship. And I think that's super important when a band is going out. And let me tell you, just from this is my own opinion, my own personal stance. Foghat has such a great audience. And I think their audiences always have fun because you can sense that they're having fun. You can sense that they're having the best time on that stage. And because I know the guys and I know Linda, I know that that's all real. That is not fake fun. It's not fake smiles. They all get together with each other when they're not on stage. And I do really truly believe that is part of the good karma that their audiences feel when they go out there. And let me tell you, Foghat draws a great crowd. Roger Earl, come on now. The guy is just a machine. He is a drumming machine. He's great and everyone loves him. So I think that's super important. I do think fans get a sense of that, just like myself and this is kind of going off track a little bit, but I can sense when something's not right, probably like most of you. I have a really good spidey sense of, if something's not feeling quite right, I'm good at that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing, but I bet that a lot of you have that sense as well. However, you know, do Journey fans really care? Let us know in the comments down below. I think that Journey fans who are just going to the show to have a great time and don't care about all of this stuff, they really just don't care. They're going to see a show and none of this matters to them. But I think that a lot of us who are hardcore in the mix Journey fans, we do care because it's like we've grown up with these guys. We've, listened to their music our entire lives. So we are invested. So here we go. I mean, let's see if I missed anybody. Nancy, what is going on? Thank you for being here. And Carol, thank you so much for being here. So again, somebody made a comment on the video I did last week. And I thought this was interesting because, you know, they're right. If Fleetwood Mac could do it, well, then anybody can do it. Now, if we go back to Fleetwood Mac days, 70s, we do also have to compare the fact that there was no social media when Fleetwood Mac was going through their craziness. Let's see, interrelationships, cheating on wives and husbands and girlfriends. I mean, like there was so much stuff, drugs. I mean, like how much stuff was going on in Fleetwood Mac? Absolutely. They were a disaster socially. Musically, on fire, magic. I mean, you cannot take that away from Fleetwood Mac. They just made it happen, which Neil does say all the time. We make this happen. We are phenomenal on stage. Phenomenal. And that is true. However, a couple of years ago, we have to be real. Everybody noticed that they were separate. They weren't looking at each other. You did get the sense that, there was something going on. Anyway, back to Fleetwood Mac. No social media. By the time you read about something about Stevie or Lindsay or Mick, Christine, John, it was already done because we got our news really late. We didn't get our news like we get it now. Now we're in seconds. Within moments, we all know what's going on. Like if you're not quick, you just don't know. And that's the difference between today and Fleetwood Mac day is that we just couldn't get invested. Well, I was young anyway, and most of us were young. You didn't get invested like we are today because there was no time. And times were different. Social media didn't exist. So I do get it. I get it. And a lot of bands have had their troubles and all of that. But the fact that this is so public makes it a bit different. It just does. And, to say that it's still really sad about what is going on, you do have to also ask the question. I have a lot of questions today, a lot of questions. As we're reading everything, I have my questions. And, the first big question, I already kind of put it out there. Do you think this will harm the band? Personally, I don't. But, however, it depends on how it's handled internally. That's where that all goes. So I don't think fans will stop going to Journey shows ever unless things drastically change on stage. And it doesn't meld, it doesn't work. If things do change, then the audiences will change. Do we foresee that happening? I don't know. I mean, this time around, you have to kind of wonder because a lot of fans are out there saying Jonathan needs to go. What do you think about that? What do you think about all of this? And does it change your opinion towards the band? Now, again, this is a day about Neil responding to the lawsuit that Jonathan filed. So, firing John, will it fix everything? I don't know. I don't live there. I don't live in their house. So, we don't know what is going on behind the curtain. We just don't. And then also a lot of people are also throwing out there get Greg Raleigh back. I don't know if that'll happen. Again, I think Greg is kind of in the same boat as Steve Perry. He doesn't have to tour. He doesn't have to be a part of all of this. He's good. He's good. And when Greg, he had that appearance in Texas, people went bananas, ballistic over the fact that Greg was there and on stage. And he was, Greg's fabulous. You can't, oh my gosh, you cannot deny that. And he's such a classy dude. He really, really is such a great guy. I don't think that'll happen on a regular basis. Once in a whiles, sure, why not? Why not? But he doesn't have to do all that. Again, it gets to a point like it's a lot. All this touring stuff. I don't know how these guys do it. I say it all the time. How do these guys keep up the schedule they do, the traveling? And now you've got the bickering thrown in and a lawsuit. Oh my God. Like, again, you just get tired, just thinking about it. Also, fans from the UK and Ireland, they're pretty upset that Journey canceled their shows over there. I mean, really, really, I've seen some fans, they're pissed. They're just, and I think the biggest thing that is causing their frustration is that they have not gotten an explanation as to why the shows were canceled over there. Now, we know that the UK has had a lot of dangerous situations going on. However, from what I've read, things are starting to wane and dissipate thanks to the new prime minister. So, with that being said, I think the question is, will Journey reschedule those shows? Will they put out a statement as to why the shows were canceled? Because, like I said, the UK and Irish fans are begging for an explanation. Did they cancel for safety reasons or did they cancel because of what's going on in the band? However, now we have to go over here. Journey is going to Brazil and performing in the Rock in Rio, I believe it's called, festival in September. But allegedly, there is a hearing between Jonathan and Neil on September 3rd. So the Brazil show is after that. Japan, and I have that written down, is in October. What is the date? They are in Japan, I think, on October 19th, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not 100% sure of that. And UK and Ireland, those shows were after the Japan shows. So, we just don't know really 1,000% why they canceled UK and Ireland. We don't know. Fans want to know, though. Will Journey put out a statement as to why they canceled those shows? I'm not sure. Do they have to? I guess they really don't have to say why, because, they don't want to put themselves in a pickle. They don't want to, say something they shouldn't. I don't know. But that's what I'm gathering from everything I'm reading. And one fan, his name is Art Lujan. I hope I said that correctly. made the comment, one thing changed since all of this negative stuff started, and I mentioned it when that relationship started, Paula White. Then Neil did respond with a symbol of a bullseye. That has to make you question. Here's the next question. So, are the wives, Paula and Mikhail, still running the band with John and Neil? I don't know. Haven't read anything, haven't heard anything. If you guys know, let us know in the comments. Is that relationship done? And next question, was that relationship put in writing between John, Paula, Neil, and Mikhail, that they would all be collectively running the band? Or was that just like a verbal thing? And it was just kind of put out there, hey, listen, we're all taking together the bull by the horns, and we're going to fix this, and we're going to work in solidarity and make it happen. I don't know. So if you know, let us know. Put it in the comments. I'm just curious if that relationship is still a thing. Now, and also, again, these are things just being noticed. Paula was commenting on Neil and Mikhail's posts and vice versa, and then that just like suddenly stopped. So I don't know what happened that it would just and the bus thing. Jonathan and Paula took a bus at the 11th hour, Neil said. I don't even know when that happened. I missed that. Again, I'm just kind of flowing along and all of this stuff happened. So I don't know what happened with the bus thing. I know they were flying together for a bit. I don't think they were flying together for a long period of time though, from what I saw. Who knows? Who the heck knows? But I don't think they're flying together now. I don't, and why would you? Um, like I said last week, someone's suing you and you work with them on a daily basis pretty much, you're not going to want to be around them. There's just no, that's just human nature. It's not going to happen. Okay, so Neil, I think his first response was on X, also previously known as Twitter. And let's go to Ultimate Classic Rock. Let's share that. We're there. Okay. And let's see. So someone on X had said on Neil's page, there's a lot of rumors about the band living its final days because you and your wife can't stop expending, and I think they meant to say spending, the band's money. The fan reportedly wrote, "Is this the truth?" And then Neil said, "Absolute rubbish. I don't know why people believe media. If anything, I don't know, that says what she's done is make us a lot of money by attaining the trademark her and I did by ourselves. And it costs quite a lot of money to attain it. Both John and Arnel Pineda are benefiting from that equally. It's split in thirds. We are traveling no differently than we have for many, many years, including John Kane. He and his wife decided to take a bus at the 11th hour. That was his own decision. The rest of the band, Arnel and his children, my wife, Dean Gastronovo, Todd Jensen, Jason, along with the crew and security, travel on one jet that was all approved in our budget." And addressing Kane's contention that he and his wife were spending up to $10,000 a night on hotel rooms, Schon says he has developed great relationships with the managers of various hotels and sometimes takes advantage of special upgrade deals, all of which are paid out of his own pocket, as we have done for years. And then he said, "This is the second time Jonathan Kane has sued me for the same thing. We've already been through this in court. That case was dropped by both of us. We both agreed to drop and move forward with prejudice. That means you never open it again." Well, here we are again in the middle of a wonderful tour with our good friends, Def Leppard and Steve Miller. So that's my next question. If a lawsuit is filed and then both parties agree to drop it, suspend it, negate it, can you refile a similar type of lawsuit? I don't know. I think that's a great question. Neil says you can't. I do think it's weird kind of that Jonathan reopened this, but again, there's got to be way more to this story. As always, we just don't know what the rest of that story is. We just don't know. I mean, will we know? I don't know. Now, let's go to let me make sure this is the right. Okay. All right. Let's see. I think it's this one. No, that one. Okay. Now, this was another question I had. So, Neil had responded that him, John, and Arnell all have a piece of the Journey trademark when that was all redone. So, I think you know where my next question is going with that. So, what happens to Todd, Jason, and Dean? Do they not have a piece of the Journey trademark pie? Because that's a pretty big piece of pie. It's yummy pie. It's a good pie. It's a very expensive monetary pie. So I'm just kind of curious how that worked out that it's just the three of them. And then that leads into my next question. And again, this is just, observations. You know, I haven't really heard anyone else talk about this. Maybe they have. I don't know, but this is just what I'm seeing and I just don't get it and I'm just curious. I really am. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just I'm just curious because it's what I can see. On the journey.com website, it says meet the band members and there's only a picture of Jonathan, Neil, and Arnell. And I'm like, well, where's Todd, Jason, and Dean? Like they're in the band too, and they've been in the band for a long time. So I'm just kind of like, are you curious about that? I mean, because there's more to the band than the three of them. I know you've been there a long time, John and Neil. I get it. I do. I mean, we've been with you. We know. Um, but and Arnell's been there now a very long time as well. But there is a whole other piece of the band that is very important to Journey today in 2024 and beyond. And let's face it, I again just being real here. I mean, Dean has got a huge following and everybody loves Dean. I mean, everybody loves Todd and Jason too. I'm not saying anything because I love them too. But Dean has become known as the singing drummer extraordinaire. I mean, let's be real. I mean, he's got a great following. I don't know how much clearer I can make it, but the guy has made an amazing comeback, right? He's in the band, he's out of the band, and he's back in the band, which was huge. And people love Dean. People love Dean. So I'm just kind of curious. I don't even know what question number I'm up to. Maybe you guys can keep track. Let me know. But why aren't Todd, Jason, and Dean part of Here's the Band on the website? Just want to know. And also, maybe they could have a piece of the Journey trademark pie because they're part of the band. I don't know. Again, I wasn't there in the room when they made the decision, but it's just something I saw and I was just really curious about it. So maybe you guys are curious too. And the last lawsuit between Jonathan and Neil, here's another question. I didn't even know it was dropped. I can't find a thing about it. I don't know if you guys know, but like when was it dropped? How was it dropped? Did it get dropped and that's when they became friends again? Because all of a sudden they were happy and everything was good and it did not seem to last that long. It really didn't. Like it was short that everything, and, even when they said, "It's all good. We're all happy. We're all buddies again." I'm like, "No, there's no way," because that was nasty. Like, there was a lot of things said in the public, and you can't, you know, the media, all of that. This stuff was out there. There's nothing you can do to change it. It was all said. It was all out there. Everybody saw it with their own eyes. And let's go to the next piece that was written here. And this was shared by Mitch LaFon. Let me go ahead and share it and we'll go over that and we'll read that. Here we are. Okay. So Mitch LaFon shared this, I think yesterday. I think so. And Neil responded to recent reports. This just popped up over on my Facebook, so I decided to answer honestly. This is from a woman that calls herself Maggie Green. Hey, Neil Schon. There's a lot of rumors about the band living its final days because you and your wife can't stop spending the band's money. Is this the truth? And that's like part of the thing that we had read from X. And this first reply is from another person, obviously a fan, and thank you. Maggie Green, don't believe in rumors. Life is short. Live it fully every day. Believe me, Neil earned his way. A band like that is like a marriage. All members don't play nice all the time. Being on the road also tears at you at times. And then he said, now this is myself. Oops, oopsie doodle. Let's go up a little bit. Maggie Green, absolute rubbish. I don't know why people believe media, if anything, which she's done to make us a lot of money by attaining the trademark. Her and I did by ourselves and cost quite a lot of money to attain it. Both John Kane and Arnel Pineda are benefiting from it equally. It's split in thirds. That's what we were just talking about. Now we'll go down just a little bit. We're traveling no different than we have for many, many years, including John Kane. He and his wife deciding to take a bus, and the 11th hour was his own decision. The rest of the band, Arnel and his children, my wife, myself, Dean Castronovo, Todd Jensen, Jason, along with crew and security, travel on one jet that was all approved in our budget. And what was also approved in our budget, as we have done for years, my wife and I have great relationships with different managers of hotels. They got us great deals if we want to upgrade. All have understood for many years as she travels with me every show. It comes out of my pocket in the end. This was also approved in our private Zoom meetings with John and Paula. I do pay for it and always have. This is the second time Jonathan Kane has sued me for the same thing we've already been through in court. That case was dropped by both of us. We both agreed to drop and move forward with prejudice. Oh, darn me. See, this is like my mouse. It gets all like, right. We both agreed to drop and move forward with prejudice. That means that you never open it again. Well, here we are again in the middle of a wonderful tour with our good friends, Def Leppard and Steve Miller. We do have very good solutions to ease the situation with John Kane's credit card, who's set up in his name and instead of the band, although he receives all the rewards. The solution is get rid of the credit card. I let promoter take on all responsibilities and pay us all individually or equal money, and we travel as we wish. Sounds like a good solution, right? Let's see how this plays out. Then I'll see you at our next gig. I'll be kicking some arse. Don't believe all you read in media. It's all manipulated and contrived as they wish it to be. I'm taking a higher road. Neil. So, I think one of the things I have seen contrived in the media recently, because again, I'm not reading and listening to everything because there is no time for that. There's a lot out there. I have seen something to the effect that says Journey canceled their UK and Ireland tour because of what's going on in the band. We don't know if that's true or not. We really still don't know today if Journey canceled the Ireland and UK tour because of the lawsuit. We don't know that. And I said that last week. And I also did mention last week the band really does need to have somebody step in and take care of all of the other stuff. I think a few people. I personally don't think this is a one person job. I think they need two or three, which, like I said, it's a behemoth. It's a big machine. And in order to operate a big machine properly, you need to have people you can trust and you need to have the right people behind you to keep it going smoothly and well done. You got to trust. You got to trust who you have running your business. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but I think if you do all of the great vetting beforehand, you can get someone you can trust. You can get someone who can run it properly for you and who will be forthcoming with you. I think that, Neil and John need to let it go. They need to let all of this stuff go and allow someone to handle all of this stuff, everything, the finances, the travel, like everything. I don't know who's doing it now, but I feel like it's a lot. That's a lot to do. And it's a lot to have to take on yourselves and perform and all of that. And I had something else here. Now, something was written before this on social media. Okay, so this was posted. It's weird, I can't find it now, but this was posted before this last response I just read to you. And geez, I'm gonna need my glasses. Do I want to put them on? No, I don't. I have to. I've succumbed to it. Okay. So it says, now this was on, I think it was on Neil's page, but again, I'm not 100% sure. But it was on either Neil or Neil and Mikhail's page. I find Kane's slanderous allegations are very disruptive and damaging with intent to try to harm me, the band, crew, promoter, and the tour. Truly disturbing to hear of Mr. Kane's filing in the middle of Journey's very successful stadium tour with our good friends Def Leppard. Journey has a great life, and I thank the fans for that. Jonathan Cain has created a very hostile work environment for not only myself, but other band members and crew members. And I think that's what Jonathan said in his lawsuit towards Neil. The allegations are false, and I intend to prove it in court. My answers to Mr. Kane's false allegations and filing will be submitted by 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday, for all to read. My focus is, as it always has been and will be, the music and fans since when I began Journey in 1972. 51 years now for me. I will continue to always do what's right for Journey in protecting and making good decisions for the band, crew, music, and fans. All Journey band members you see on the stage with me, I personally hired, including Jonathan Cain. I will let the music do the talking. I have Journey on the brain. I said I would let Journey do the talking, but I said I will let the music do the talking. And really, I can't break these. That would be a problem. I don't know. And so that means this coming Monday, and that's what, was discussed when Jonathan's lawsuit, when I read that last week. I think that Neil was supposed to have responded, I don't know, by last week, but now it's going to be this coming Monday. So it'll be interesting to see what his attorneys write up for his response. And as far as don't believe it, all that you read in the media, hopefully most of us are taking what we see, and that's what we're talking about. Today, I'm trying to just raise some questions, some obvious questions that may be on people's minds that, I think would be interesting to have answered. And like I said, the only discrepancy I have seen thus far from a few different media outlets was that they're saying for sure Journey canceled their UK and Ireland tour because of the lawsuit. We truly don't know that. We don't. And like I said last week, if the Japan and Brazil shows are canceled, then we can maybe deduce a little bit more. but you still can't say unless you know. Then we would be able to deduce that, yes, the shows were canceled due to the lawsuit. But again, we don't know. And that's just being honest. And Japan is on October 19th. The Rock in Rio show in Brazil is on September 13th. The UK and Ireland shows were supposed to be October 30th through November 5th. So that's it. And so my questions today, will Jason, Todd, and Dean eventually be added to the band member section of the Journey website? I think that would be nice. I think that would be a good thing. Will Jason, Todd, and Dean get a piece of the Journey trademark pie, or are they already? I don't know. Again, just something that popped in my head as I'm reading these things. I'm like, well, where are those guys? They do a lot. They're, people they really like and love them too. And will fans in the UK and Ireland get, a real hardcore explanation as to why those shows were canceled? I mean, only time will tell on that, because we have to see what happens with the other overseas shows to, eventually see what happens. And will the band, change their lineup? Will they? And I think if, eventually that does happen, or, who knows, maybe John would leave on his own accord. I don't think so, because why would he if he doesn't have to? And, it is really partially his band as well, according to the agreement they have. Unless another agreement happens in the future that, Jonathan has something like Steve Perry. Yep, you're still going to get a piece of this, but you need to step aside. You need to retire. Who the heck knows? We don't know what is going to happen next, but I just, again, I don't know. Maybe tensions are great. Doubt it. But if tensions are that high and, they're still going after each other, do you really want to? Do you really want to? I get it. Once you're on that stage, it's all about the performance. It's all about the fans. I understand. But that's got to be looming in the back of your head. And it's got to take a toll on this, right? Got to take a toll. So let's see what people are saying. Bill says, yep, we're only seeing what they tell us. There has to be more going on. I fully agree with that. I feel like there's just so much we don't know, because why would the same type of lawsuit be brought up again? I don't know. So let's see. This question looks interesting. And Bill also said, that's not to say the end of Journey, just Journey as we know it. If all these members have a piece of the pie, couldn't a judge rule to dissolve that pie? I guess that would come from within, if they want everything dissolved. I mean, it kind of looks like their agreement that they made in 2020 with the Freedom Inc. or whatever it is, maybe needs to be changed, amended, whatever. Eunice says, isn't Steve getting a cut from the trademark too? I think Steve gets a cut of all of it. He made a really great agreement back in the 90s, I believe. So, let me know what you guys are thinking, and let me know if you have any answers to my questions, because I'm curious. I really am. I think this time around, there might be a change, and that's just what I feel. There might be a change in the lineup, maybe, because how people can't keep doing that. It's just not good for the soul. It's not good for the psyche. It's not good for everything. And Jonathan had said in his lawsuit that tensions are really high backstage. Neil is saying Jonathan caused those tensions to be high. Well, yeah, because he filed a lawsuit. So Neil responded publicly. This is where we are at today. And we'll see what Neil's attorneys have to say next week. And it's going to be interesting. But they did drop the last lawsuit per Neil. Didn't know that. So will this one be dropped as well? If there is an agreement made, of course it will. If there's an agreement they can both come to, yeah, it'll be dropped as well. But I don't know, can they move forward from this one? That's the question. Can they move forward from this one? Will Journey look different going forward? Maybe. Because you just, how? How? Well, regardless, we love Journey's music. We love what they've given to us over the years. Their music with Steve Perry made us happy, really formed our beings and, gave us the love that we all have for their music and for music in general. So, hopefully they can work it out. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what this next step will be and if it will be a friendly step. How can it be friendly? How? I don't know. You tell me. So I look forward to reading all of your comments going forward over the next several days, and we'll see what happens next. Thank you guys so much for being here. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Hit the like button. Download the free app of Kiki.fm, great radio station where, yes, we do play Journey. Of course we play Journey. Of course we do. So, guys, I love you, love you, love you. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here in the morning and have yourselves a great day. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys.